All right. You've made a bunch of mentions in this episode about logging. So why don't you tell the listeners, the viewers, all the people out there on the internet what logging is?
Well, man, logging.
It's not Kenny Loggins, though.
No, to jib or to hit a rail, you know, is human, but to log is divine. I mean, logging, schwacking, the art of building, hitting wood features. It's specific to snowboarding. It's only for snowboarding. People can do it on their skis if they want. But
Well, yeah, I
it's
remember
really,
that. I remember that one time up in Helltrack that they brought that dumb chick Sierra up who dropped her skis into my camera bag and was like, "What? I'm stoned." It's like, there's a couple $1,000s of camera equipment. You're gonna drop it right.
Everybody's stoned.
Everyone's stoned.
Everybody I've known.
Yeah,
for
she
the
tried.
last
She
decade.
tried to slide a log on her skis and
Yep.
fucking ate shit.
Mhm.
It was like, yeah, you look stupid. Leave it to the snowboarders.
It can be done. We saw our Spinks do it at Logmasters 08. But here's the thing for logging for me, like in New England, the trees are super compact and thick, so there isn't a lot of like building logs, right? But there are a couple big down trees that you hit on the edge of runs and stuff, and there are a couple decks made out of wood that you hit, So I moved out to Colorado and I met kind of the squad of log builders, this family, this underground community of builders. And I was from like a competitive scene of pipe and slope and this and that, but I'd gotten into it way late, like I'd gotten into competing like 18. And I was kind of late to that party, so I showed up to Colorado and I'd met the people. And I was like, I want to be part of this community.
Are you talking like Wookie,
Moses really,
and Jamal.
and Moses and Jamal and Tom and Dana and some of these people who had put a bunch up. And I had like hurt a knee and wanted to, keep going, but I kind of refocused and rededicated on freestyling on logs and logging and trying to tackle these big monsters that have names,
Oh
like
my
the
God.
logs are famous.
Yeah, well, there's Robert Downey Jr.,
Beefcake,
Log Ness,
Kinko,
Seaway,
Vitamin C, Tina Turner, Left Turn at Albuquerque.
Yeah, no, these rails are famous. I've hit a few of them. I'm nowhere near your level. My whole thing with snowboarding at this point has become self-preservation.
Right.
The amount of injuries I've had, I'm lucky I can even walk anymore. And but whenever I go out with Zach, and I've filmed you on logs a bunch. And stuff.
Yeah, one of the edits that helped me come into my position was one of Averin's log clip-ups of me.
Yeah, was that Helltrack or was
Helltrack, and then we ripped around Breck, I think, and Manata made an edit that you can check out.
Yeah, no, that Manata edit.
You shared my Manata edit.
Well, that I saw that edit before I knew you, and then that's like that edit. It was like I should ride with this guy.
Right.
Like this guy's rad. Yeah. That was a really good edit that Nathan Manata, our friend, did of him and stuff like that. But log jibbing it's fucking surreal. Like, because you don't have to be good, but like you get a log and it's like people know. Like the first time I ever got the log nest monster, like I got Nessie all the way through, got the hump on the head and everything.
Yeah.
And
if you hit a log and make it, you don't even have to. People don't even have to be there. You hear about it later. You're like at the dude's work. Like, I heard you made Nessie.
Yeah.
It like it's it
what's
echoes out.
What's the name of the one that it's the up to flat and then there's the tree and it drops down into the gully?
Right. That was an awesome build, and I call it the infinity pool.
Okay, so that one. So I was showing around a couple from Switzerland because they'd never done tree run. I was like, "You guys want to see some log jibs?" And they were like, "Sure." So it was the last run of the day, and I went up and I greased that thing all the way in. And you know how that tree is at the end?
Yeah.
I landed and redirected all the way down
the tree.
It's like 20 feet back down into the gully, and they were just like, and I go, I have wanted to do that for about 2 years, and I will probably never be able to do that ever again.
And these two tourists saw your ultimate moment in logging.
Just one of those things that happen. But it's one of those things, like, when someone gets it, it's like the jumbo teeter-totter over on 7.
Hannah Teeter.
Hannah Teeter.
No,
yes.
Hannah Teeter's over there on 9. The jumbo over there was one of the originals in the Boneyard. Yeah.
And you get that one, and you're like, holy fuck, that thing is...
Some of these logs, it's like, they're built, so that you can make it. So all you gotta do is ride it. You don't want to think too much. It's like getting on, the path to righteousness, and all you got to do is stay and be one with the mission.
Yeah, no, Hannah Teeter over on 9. It's like you come out of that teeter totter, and it's an aggressive left hand turn. Like if you don't make that turn, you're hitting a fucking tree.
Amen. Another good reason to wear helmets is logging, because like you land and you're flying, usually on a big log. And there's a lot of headhunters out there when you're logging. But yeah. Logging is what got me my job with On the Hill. I was invited to go to Logmasters. Logmasters 12. It's last year. And Logmasters was a log event thrown over in Beaver Creek.
It's the golf. It's
a golf format. It's lowest score.
It's the U.S. Open of logging.
Right. After the U.S. Open, the Logmasters was the longest continual running contest.
No. Baker Bank Slalom.
Oh, the Baker Bank Slalom. Yep, you're right. Okay. Yep.
You can't forget that one.
Amen.
But
there's probably some other spice in there.
There's some other ones, but I mean,
but either way, it was a long running Colorado,
and
you get the green jacket. And if you win the green jacket. There's probably 10 winners out there because of a couple repeat winners, and it is a coveted piece of hardware, this green jacket. But Logmasters, it was shut down over there for some reasons, and
Vail Resort sucks.
Yeah. I got to luckily compete the very last year, and I met some of those heads. And the next year, they invited me to Vail Log Jam, which it came up after they stopped.
Right.
Vail Log Jam is almost it was in its 8th year then. It's probably in its 10th year now. And then I won that one that year, and God bless the people who invited me over. One of them was John LeConte, who is the godfather and runs On the Hill Vail Daily.
Right.
He's done 5 years of it now. And when I literally saw the job On the Hill in the newspaper, and I applied, and I didn't hear back. And then I went to opening day at Vail, and I saw John LeConte and everybody there, and I was like, John, you got to call. He did on my behalf, and the next day they called me back.
Yeah, and then after Log Jam and Logmasters, there was the Bull of the Woods, which ran for 3 years here in Breckenridge.
Right, and Bull of the Woods came out of the High Point Low Life contest, which we threw up the way on High Point, and that was in response to them not having a log contest that year, and also just to throw a party.
Yeah, well, so Bull of the Woods 1 I was at, and that was fucking wild.
Oh my god,
dude, that was
one of the best times.
Yeah, I missed Bull of the Woods 2 because I had a dislocated knee.
Mm-hmm.
And that
up at Jay Nelson's
house, and that was fucking burly. Like you had to gap over his driveway.
Yeah, that was burly levels.
I'll put a photo in of Zach doing the laid back if I can find it over that. And then we had Bull of the Woods 3. The town of Breckenridge actually got behind it, and we had it at Carter Park. And the turnout for that was people from the Midwest, they were coming out, and if you pay attention, I think. I don't know if it's still up on Vimeo or not because Vimeo sucks, and maybe I'll just re-upload I did re-upload.
Eddie made an awesome edit. And,
there's a bunch of edits that came out of there, and then it's on hiatus right now, maybe indefinitely, not sure. Got to talk with Mr. Ronnie Barr about that, but it's a great way you get all these people that normally wouldn't hit logs that are rail riders out together, and they're jibbing and everything, and log riding is,
it's like the session escalates of what is possible. I literally remember seeing first photos of like, oh my god, Julikine is board sliding through the man bow, like this elbow.
Yeah.
And then, oh my god, here's a still shot of Julikine board sliding through the kink. And I remember the first time somebody board slid down Robert Downey Jr. Like
was that Julikine or was that Sean Murphy?
It was a session with like Murphy and all them boys on the first build.
I know I've got the clip of it somewhere.
And then Julie board slid Loch Ness Monster.
Yeah, and
Jordan was trying it too.
Yeah, and Murphy did a rodeo out of it off Loch
Murphy did a backflip out of it, but the day before on the build, I was the first one to do it.
Claimer's got a claim.
And then on Beefcake, we got a backflip and a front flip. Jake LaRue backflipped it. Moses back 3'd it. That's what I mean. It's cooler than hitting rails.
It is because the other thing is like when your edge digs in and you knot it and you rip it
yeah.
out. Like, well, Boulder Woods 3 that in the finals when Julikine freaking dug in, and I guess
he hit his face hard.
He had what did he get?
That beautiful face.
7 stitches or something.
Oh, he just looks better now.
But but the funny thing, the cool thing was that I was on one side and Travis, my intern, was on the other, and we were the only people that caught it from both sides. And so he peeled a section like that big off that. But that's the thing with logging.
It ain't nothing nice, man. I mean, I've seen a broken leg. I've seen broken ankle. I've seen broken faces and teeth knocked out. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's big wave surfing.
It's all or nothing. Like when I go logging, I'm like, okay, I know I can do this pole jam. I know I can do this up to flat. I know I can do this elbow. Like I keep it mellow. Like I'm like, I know I can do these ones.
Right.
But then sometimes you see these guys that just go fucking all in, and you're like, God. Jesus. Like, I remember the first time I ever watched Jamal do a board slide through, I want to say it was Kinko. Mm-hmm. And I was just like, Jesus Christ. Because this rail comes up like this, turns, it's got a kink in it, and it's got a drop down.
Sure.
And he's just sliding, and I'm sitting there like, holy fuck.
Yeah.
Like,
certain logs, they beg of you to do certain things on it, and certain people are the person for that job.
Yeah, no, that's the thing.
Or logging invites you into a community. All you got to do is point your nose at it.
Well, it's like hitting the witch's back over on 10.
Yeah, the witch's finger.
Witch's finger, or whatever.
Nasty and
I call it the witch's spine. It's all like crooked and gnarly. I got that one first try, and afterwards I was like, I don't think I ever want to hit that thing again.
It? No,
I've done it.
I'm good. The man on a mission this year has been my boy Sean Cipher over in Vail, and he has been tackling some of the biggest logs. And that's kind of cool, is each different mountain community has their own type of forest and their own type of logs. Like Breck, we build a lot of features, and they're about natties, and they tie down big rainbows, and they don't plane the logs. And then over in Beaver Creek's like across riverbeds and old historics with J2s.
I mean, if you really want to see some good log jibbing, I would say follow David Pleashaw on Instagram.
Yeah, absolutely.
Old man Pleashaw has got it, and I love watching or just looking at his stuff on Instagram and stuff. So I'll put
and if you want another one, check out Stephen Laterra's all log part.
Yeah, Steve. Oh man,
Stephen Laterra's all log part.
That guy's OG.
We used to watch it every day. It was one of the movies we had that we would put on every day, and it was like, this is an all log part, just ripping around Vail and all these.
Dude, the crazy thing is he does that on like a 148 worldwide weapon.
Yeah, the weapon days. And now the funniest thing is Laterra works for Pine, is this company, and he builds all these features like down at Snowboard on the Block, the rail feature, and this and that. Like, he's a master builder.
Yeah, did he do something with Eldora? I can't remember.
He might be part of the Eldora's new Woodward.
I don't know if it's the
maybe
new
those
Woodward.
rails went there.
No, but I think there was like some like mini stash stuff or something. But
okay.
Anyways, yeah, like it's funny when people talk logging, they always talk about like the stash parks, and I'm like, yeah, the stash park is tame compared to this shit. Like, let me tell you about the first time I ever hit log jibs in Breckenridge. So it was my first year here, so that was over a decade ago, and it was Upper 9. And it was back when they had the pyramid. Yeah. You remember the pyramid?
The 9/11 line, yeah.
Yeah. I went in there, and I mean, I just got my ass handed to me. It was like back taco off the rail, slamming into trees, just like, I was just sitting there like, oh my God, I don't think I can handle this. Because I'd just come down from Steamboat. I'd lived in Steamboat the year before, and the log jibs up there. I mean, most of that shit was fucking ride on, super easy pussy shit. This stuff, I was just like, oh my God. And log jibbing, I mean.
The funniest is like, it's cool when you're with a crew, but a lot of the times you're riding POW, and you're like, all right, it's a POW day. I'm going to go look for that clean landing on these logs, and you'll be there by yourself. And that's a real measure of a man. You sitting there looking at it, no one's around, and are you going to leave a nice landing mark, or are you going to leave a fuck all mark?
The one time I got Hannah Teeter, she was probably like 15 feet in the air. You know, it was like early season, low tide, and I don't know if it was Austin or Fleming or one of the local guys. Anyways, they came up to me afterwards and they're like, "Yo, was that your bomb hole?" And I was like, "Yeah, she didn't teeter when she should have taught her." And I just was like, boom, right to the bottom.
Right. It's a wicked battle, and Hannah Teeter. I don't know if anybody remembers our man Moton. Moton doesn't live here anymore, but he was the first to tackle that thing in the summer. It hadn't even had a snowflake hit it. We were building it, and Moton come up. I think he was tripping on mushrooms, and he tried to walk out. He walks out past the support, just tacos it as hard as you can. And we're all like, "Are you kidding me, dude? Like, first sign your name on it, dude. First taco of the year." And it ain't even snowed yet. It was summertime.
Oh my God, man. That's the thing about log jibbing. It's just like...
It's a taco waiting to happen. It's a shinner waiting to happen. I've had staples. I've had shinners so bad they lasted through 4th of July.
That one up at Hell Track, up on High Point.
Yep.
When you split your shin open up there on that one, when we were filming that one afternoon, that was... I remember looking at that, just going, I think you need to put some duct tape on that or something. You can see your bone.
Well, yeah, you just mix up some of the sawdust and
you pack it in there. You got your wound covered.
Sawdust, cigarette ash, and you mix it right in there.
Yeah,
it's filler, wood filler. But that's it. Oh man, logging connects you to a community of people and a history in snowboarding. We got one name, motherfuckers: Wook, Lurk, Bach, Seif,
Z-Griff.
Strap it on, baby. That's it.
Yeah. So anyone that wants to step up to some log jibbing, Colorado's the place to be.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I'm leaving it. It will challenge you as a snowboarder, and it will change your perception on hitting natural features.
No, amen. And but it's beautiful. Everywhere has trees. And, out in Tahoe, you ride these big fucking trees, and Mammoth has its own set of weird things, and, log is love, right? It's just like
you gotta love the log. Otherwise it's gonna love you real strong.
Right, like, as much as you can own a park or own a rail feature or own some urban setup, you don't own these logs. Like, it's a partnership kind of idea, and really you're walking a tightrope. It's the perfect metaphor for life.
Right. All right, so this has been the first episode of the A to Z Shredcast with Zach Griffin and Avron Lefebvre. If you guys liked it, leave a comment. Let us know what's going on. If you got a topic you want to hear from us talk about, let us know. Zach, you got any final words you want to say?
Just that if you have the time, please tune in to On the Hill at www.summitdaily.com. Check me out at the hashtag OTHWZG. And coming into spring, make sure to get yourself out there as much as you can.
Yeah. And as always, you can follow me at Angry Snowboarder on the gram and on the website and the Facebooks and everything. And we look forward to giving you guys another podcast.
Yeah, amen. Thank you so much, and thanks for tuning in.